Rugby League. Dial star 515 hash to subscribe.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TV1 News. I'm Jasmine Irojak.
Hi, I'm Terry. Join me for all the sports later in the bulletin.
In this edition, public servants challenged, teachers warned of online scammers, and Fiji footballers join Hekari FC. The Public Service Dedication Service was held at the Sir John Guy Stadium Indoor Complex in Port Moresby today. The event's themed Year of Restoration in the Public Service marked a significant moment for the nation's public servants as they recommitted themselves to their roles in serving the people.
The public service dedication ceremony began with a warm welcome from the Chief Secretary Ivan Pomaleu, who acknowledged the presence of distinguished guests, including Prime Minister James Marape and other key ministers and members of Parliament. Mr. Pomaleu emphasized the importance of the event not only as a dedication service, but also as a time for forgiveness and repentance, setting the stage for a year of restoration in public service. The theme, inspired by Leviticus 25 verse 10, was particularly timely as PNG approaches its 50th independence anniversary on September 16, 2025. The Chief Secretary highlighted that this milestone calls for reflection on the nation's journey, achievements, challenges, and future opportunities. He urged public servants to prioritize operational excellence, accountability, and strategic reforms to ensure effective service delivery.
It is not just a time for celebration, but also a time to focus on the tasks before us, recommitting to advancing national development and ensuring better outcomes for all Papua New Guineans. As we step into 2025, I urge all government agencies to prioritize development and implementation of annual operating plans that are aligned with appropriated funds earmarked for this fiscal year.
Prime Minister James Marape delivered the keynote address, emphasizing the government's commitment to advancing national development and ensuring better outcomes for all Papua New Guineans.
The motivation of our heart must compel us to move that one extra mile, lift that one extra weight, push that extra strength to ensure we deliver PNG the prosperity her citizens deserve.
The event also featured the launching and dedication of the 2025 annual operational plans, followed by dedication prayers for public service and servants. The ceremony concluded with the recital of the public service oath led by Sir Gibbs Salika, Chief Justice of Papua New Guinea.
Do solemnly swear that at all times and to the best of my ability,
Pomaliu further encouraged all attendees to renew their commitment to serving with integrity, transparency, and dedication, focusing on building a prosperous, inclusive, and resilient nation for the next 50 years and beyond. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Meantime, Prime Minister James Marape has urged public servants to uphold the values of integrity, transparency, and accountability in the public service in their daily tasks. Marape also encouraged public servants to work collaboratively across different departments and levels of government, fostering a spirit of teamwork to better serve the public.
Turning and switching on the light in you, turning the frequency in you so that your frequency is in the right place to do better for PNG, because your accountability is just not to your boss, whether it's a minister, or your boss, whether it's a secretary or department head. Your accountability is to God. In the first and last instance, your accountability is to God. And I want to...
The Australian Federal Police and Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary, through the PNG Australia Policing Partnership Program, are developing a training program to handle sorcery accusation-related violence or SAV cases. The training program will commence this year and will involve our PNGC members in the Highlands region. SAV is a growing problem in PNG, with on average 12 people killed and another 14 suffer serious harm each month. Essential frontline responders, including police and healthcare workers, with other service providers like civil society organizations, human rights defenders, and churches, all have a role in ending SAV. Prime Minister James Marape has called on government agencies to take immediate action in creating clear, accessible pathways for the country's youth to benefit from the various programs already available to them. The Prime Minister stressed that the future of Papua New Guinea depends on empowering its young people with the tools and opportunities to build prosperous lives.
Prime Minister James Marape made this call yesterday ahead of the Youth Mobilization Rally, which will be held later today in Port Moresby. The rally in Port Moresby is just the beginning of a series of youth-focused programs that will be rolled out across the country in the coming months, ensuring that no young Papua New Guinean is left behind. The Prime Minister highlighted key initiatives such as the Australia Labour Mobility Scheme and the Small and Medium Enterprise programs as critical avenues for youths to pursue meaningful careers and livelihoods. However, he pointed out that too many young Papua New Guineans remain unaware of how to access these programs due to a lack of clarity from government agencies. This has to change, and it has to change now, the Prime Minister demanded. The rally, which will be held this afternoon at Sir John Guy Stadium, is a call to action for all youths in the city to come and hear directly from the government about the programs and opportunities available to them. The event will feature music, entertainment, and inspirational speeches, providing a platform for young people to engage with leaders and learn about the paths they can take to secure a brighter future. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
K92 Mining Limited, the operator of Kainantu Gold Mine in Eastern Highlands Province, has announced record-breaking results for the fourth quarter of 2024. With a quarterly production of 53,401 ounces gold equivalent, the highest in the company's history. Annual production also reached a record 149,515 ounces gold equivalent. significantly surpassing the production guidance range of 120,000 to 140,000 ounces gold equivalent. Quarterly achievements include the processing of 96,614 tons of ore at a head grade of 18 grams per ton gold equivalent, which is the highest head grade achieved since Q2 of 2020. This is TVWAN News. After the break, TSC on 50-year anniversary and POMGEN facing a critical shortage of blood.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no P&G, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
All right, man. Show me some good slippers around here.
Bossman.
Good, you want. Strong like you, smart like me.
Yeah, I hope they don't break.
Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus shred. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Meet an unlikely band of musicians. They may be little, but they have a big sound.
What? How hard could it be if babies can do it? You have to teach me everything you know.
Join their rhythm-filled daycare adventures.
I'm a star!
Mini Beat Power Rockers. Your Cartoonito Star of the Month. Every day, 7 a.m. on Cartoonito.
Welcome back. Hela Governor Philip Undialu has announced a crucial initiative aimed at reinforcing the rule of law in Hela Province, following the successful 24-hour manhunt that led to the surrender of Tasi Parobi, the primary suspect in the murder of police officer George Lapon. The forthcoming Police Command Center, previously known as the 20-Man Lodge, has undergone significant redesign and renovation to implement the command center concept. This command center will serve as an intelligence hub, empowering police to effectively profile individuals of interest with criminal records. The focus will be on identifying and registering known warlords, murderers, rapists, and other serious offenders, ensuring they are swiftly brought to justice. Governor Undialu emphasized the importance of restoring faith in the justice system. To enhance public safety, CCTV cameras will be installed at key locations, including bus stops, markets, hospitals, airport terminals, shops, and roadblocks to assist in the identification and arrest of individuals of interest. Teaching Savings Commission is taking on the country's 50 years of independence with gratitude as they acknowledge teachers in the country and look forward to the King's Awards. Chairman for TSC Samson Wangihomi also emphasized the need for teachers to be respected and treated fairly in all communities when appointed by the Provincial Education Board. 50 years of dedication to the education system, teachers should be acknowledged for educating the leaders of this nation.
Wow. Biblically, 50 is a year of jubilee, year of freedom. That's what it means. Teachers, boards of management and boards of governors, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to acknowledge our schools and our teachers? Bear that in mind as you go in and start planning for the 50th anniversary in your schools as we go into the 50th year anniversary.
Wangihomi also called out to TSC advisors to look out for outstanding teachers and nominate them for the King's Award coming up.
3,000 awards that the government has promised, and I now please call upon our provinces to look at teachers who have served and who have committed themselves to the teaching, even those who have left teaching and are still alive. All right, if they deserve a recognition by the state through a King's Award, it would be nice that you nominate them and send them to us, and we'll put them together and have them into us by the 17th of January.
Furthermore, TSC are stressing the need for respect for teachers in communities when they are appointed by the Provincial Education Board.
And we call on communities now not to meddle around with teachers who are legally appointed by the Provincial Education Board. The communities and the church agencies. Whoever the PAB has appointed is the person that is to take up that position.
Furthermore, Chairman of Teaching Service Commission Samson Wangihomi has warned teachers of online scammers who are sending WhatsApp messages to teachers asking them to pay some fees in order for them to create their file numbers. He told teachers to be on alert and not to fall prey to these scammers.
There are many scammers out there who are accessing teachers' WhatsApp numbers and are telling them that they are going to, register them and give them a file number. That is a scam. Or another scam is this, they send them falsified pay slip statement saying that this much money will be paid into your account, all right? And then they give this, you pay legal cost to the teaching service legal service account. We do not, and I repeat, Teaching Service Commission and the Department of Education, we do not have any legal accounts in the payroll. Our services are FOC, free of charge.
Port Moresby General Hospital is urgently calling on the public to become more regular voluntary blood donors. PMGH officials stress the critical need to address the ongoing blood shortage. Despite 22,000 people expressing interest in donating last year, only 12,767 actually followed through, leaving a large gap in the hospital's supply.
Port Moresby General Hospital is facing a critical shortage of blood and is urging more voluntary donors to come forward. A press conference held on January 9, 2025, highlighted the importance of maintaining a sustainable blood supply and the challenges the hospital faces in meeting the daily demand. With a daily demand of over 180 blood bags and a supply that struggles to meet just a fraction of that, Port Moresby General Hospital is calling on the public to step up and donate blood. Today, medical experts share the urgency of this situation. The PMGH blood bank collects an average of 30 blood bags daily, but faces a demand of 7 patients per bag. In 2024, 22,905 people showed interest in donating blood, but only 12,767 successfully donated due to screening rejections.
That is the reason why we've seen a total of 22,000 donors, and we've collected 12,000 units or 12,000 blood bags for last year. So that's the reason why we want to encourage voluntary blood donors, so that we have people who are well prepared. They take care of themselves, they rest well, and they don't have, they're prepared for blood donation. So when they come in, we take them through and they donate, and they're able to help people who are in need of blood.
Blood is like transporter in the body, so it carries nutrients and everything that you need in the body to go to other parts of the body to help the body. So blood is a very vital component in any human being, and we can't get it from anywhere else but from another willing person who is willing to give us. So really we would like to appeal to the people out there, please, look after yourself like how you would want to look after yourself, and you would be able to help another person who is really in need of blood.
Donors undergo a mini health check, which includes weight, blood pressure, and hemoglobin testing. The top reasons for donor rejection include low hemoglobin levels, inadequate breast, and recent alcohol consumption.
Regular, sustainable blood supply going forward. And these respective departments can donate every quarter. So people can actually donate every 3 months. And I think that's some of those myths that people don't understand. But through these drives and educational awareness sessions, we are hoping that we will slowly improve that ignorance so that we can improve the blood supply.
An urgent and vital appeal from Port Moresby General Hospital. Let's do our part to ensure no patient is left waiting for life-saving blood. Kaokiru Jr., TV1 News.
Awareness campaigns and partnerships are essential for addressing the blood shortage. PMGH has teamed up with the government's departments, corporate organizations, and church groups to educate the public and promote blood donations. Operations Manager Xenia Penny emphasized the hospital's commitment to ensuring a sufficient blood supply while overcoming challenges in reaching remote communities. To enhance outreach, PMGH has partnered with Torah Holdings to conduct awareness sessions and facilitate blood collection in villages like Porabada and Papa. The hospital invites organizations and families to join its life-saving mission.
There's a partnership that we've recently established with Torah Holdings along the Hiri West. This organization this partnership is in its infancy stages, but we're looking to continue to go into the villages such as Porabada, Boira, Papa Lea in the first quarter of this year to run awareness sessions and to collect blood. Because we understand that people also are not able to come to Port Moresby, there's bus fare included, to come here and then to return home. So with this partnership, we're able to bring the service to the people and be able to provide mini health checks.
And now the finance news. The Kina closed lower at $0.2459 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2420 $0.3884 Australian dollars, $0.2278 euro, and 38.01 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, oil closed higher, except copper closed lower. the day lower, and on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed unchanged, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have news from overseas when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
It's Digicel Sell Money Million Kina Mania!
Say what?
Yes! Join Sell Money or make a Sell Money transaction of 5 kina or more to win your share in over 1 million kina cash and prizes. 3 cash prizes of 30,000 kina. 100 winners of 1,000 kina. There's Huawei 4G smartphones, 500 kina shopping vouchers, loads of daily prizes, and free one-talk bundles for new Sell Money customers. Dial *888# to activate your Sell Money wallet or make a Sell Money transaction of 5 kina or more for your chance to win. Only with Sell Money, a product of Digicel.
Welcome everyone. My name is Bhumi.
I won't let you give up on your dreams. You've worked so hard for them. You can easily find a job here in Ujjain.
A job? I think that you have made a mistake.
I think we should ask the children first.
In my family, we don't allow the children to overrule. They respect the decisions made by all of the elders.
See the toughest fighters in MMA in a whole new light.
I had to show my true heart.
MMA 30 is your window into their lives.
These are my horses, my childhood house.
My judo is a huge asset for me.
An exclusive all-access pass.
We're here for his bachelor party.
With your favorite stars of the sport.
I want to be known as one of the greatest.
Watch MMA 30 only on Fight Sports.
I was pretty much born into a car family. My dad was a mechanic.
Hey, Uncle Eddie. Anthony.
I've had it worked on a dozen times.
Nobody wanted to work on it.
Wow, this is even worse than I thought.
We take vehicles that nobody wants to touch. Look at that.
It's bitter.
That's a problem.
And we make them great.
Holy God, that is awesome.
Last Chance Garage, Mondays 8:30 on Turbo.
Thanks for staying with us. A United Nations Human Rights Committee has ruled that Australia violated the rights of asylum seekers it had arbitrarily detained in Nauru. It's called on Australia to provide adequate compensation to victims.
Serious decisions made here by the UN Human Rights Committee to do with asylum seekers and refugees held in detention on Nauru. So 2 cases, but I want to focus on one of them to do with 24 unaccompanied minors. Now, they were fleeing persecution from their home countries. They were en route to Australia, intercepted and then transferred. This was in 2014 to Nauru. And this statement that we've seen from the UN Human Rights Committee talks about the conditions there, saying that there was insufficient water supply and sanitation, inadequate health care. Almost all of those people, they say, suffered in terms of their mental health and also physical well-being as well. So saying too that that group of people remained there in detention even though all but one of them was granted refugee status. So the complainants have argued here that Australia violated its international obligations, particularly to do with arbitrary detention. Now, this statement from the UN says that Australia argued that there was no valid substantiation that this happened within Australia's jurisdiction, saying that it happened in Nauru, but the counter-argument to that and what the UN committee established was that Australia had significant control and influence. So we should have a statement that we can bring you on screen now with a quote from a member of the UN Human Rights Committee talking about that these decisions send a clear message to all states saying where there is power or effective control, there is responsibility. The outsourcing of operations does not absolve states of accountability. Offshore detention facilities are not human rights free zones for the state party. So saying where a state has effective control, its obligations under international law remain firmly in place. Also calling on Australia to provide some sort of adequate compensation to victims. Also calling for reform to ensure that a similar situation doesn't happen again, suggesting that there needs to be a review of migration laws in the country. Now, I have been in touch with the federal government. We're expecting to receive comment from the Home Affairs Department soon, but haven't received it just yet.
Farmers and fishers are waiting patiently for the monsoon season to arrive and bring heavy rain to the top end of Australia's Northern Territory. So far, it's been a fairly light wet season, with the Weather Bureau saying the shift into high gear is still at least a week away.
Spots, but not much by top-end standards.
Typically, we see a monsoon around right on Christmas pretty much. So we've obviously got some good rain leading up to it. It seems to have gone a bit stale now, and yeah, the monsoon's gone a bit walkabout on us.
At this tackle shop in Katherine, Trent DeWitt is waiting for the heavy rain to set up the later runoff period that makes fishing in the NT so good.
If we get a good monsoonal burst that produces a standard month's worth of rain, in 1 or 2 weeks, then that's what we really look forward to. But if we don't get that, then the season could be in a bit of strife.
The Katherine River is still below 2 metres at the bridge, and the Weather Bureau says we'll be waiting a little while yet.
We're looking at westerly winds picking up across the top end towards the end of next week. That may or may not bring the monsoon into the top end. So it's going to be at least another week until we see the monsoon arrive.
Rain is expected to pick up soon, but the conditions have to be right for the winds to reverse and bring on the monsoon.
To get the really, really heavy falls, you generally need something that's forcing the mechanism, so like a low or something like that.
There's a lot riding on the rain for farmers too. The burgeoning NT cotton industry is aiming to plant 12,000 hectares of the crop this year. While some farms have had strong rain, others are still waiting.
Sadly, down around Katherine and southwest of Katherine, it's not ideal. The wet season was a little bit later coming in for some of those growers, and they've had a bit of a challenging time getting their crop in the ground.
Back at Rod and Rifle, Trent DeWitt says many interstate fishers will decide whether to bite on NT trips based on the next few weeks of weather.
I love seeing the excitement on them when they do get out of the car and they're fired up to go to a river and catch a barra. So yeah, it's a huge impact on the NT economy.
A wet season dragging its heels.
Parents of students attending Catholic and independent secondary schools in the Australian Capital Territory will face fee hikes of between 15% and 30% in 2025. Schools have blamed inflation and changes to funding models as the main factors behind the increases.
Has analysed the Year 10 fees for the Territory's Catholic and independent schools. The largest increase is at John Paul II College in Nichols, where parents will pay more than $12,000, up 29% on last year. Several others had increases of more than 10%. As for independent schools, the largest increase is at Brindabella Christian College, where a Year 10 education will cost $15,400, up more than 16%. Some schools have put the increases down to a reduction in federal government funding under a new model, as well as rising costs. But the Canberra-Goulburn Catholic Archdiocese has a policy that no student should be denied a Catholic education if their family is unable to pay. It says fee concessions are available, including for temporary cash flow problems. The Parents Association for Independent Schools has also encouraged people in financial hardship to talk to their school's bursar.
The missing hiker Hadi Nazari was found by a group of fellow bushwalkers yesterday in Kosciuszko National Park. The people who spotted him are sharing their stories, telling the ABC of Hadi's joy and tears after spending almost 2 weeks lost and alone.
Holding hands burnt by 13 days in the sun, Hadi Nazari's rescuers help him up the hill to safety. Cousins Josh and Jess Dart were in a party of passing hikers who finally spotted him.
As we're approaching him, we're like who is this? Like, who could it be? Surely, it's surely not.
That morning I'd actually seen a poster of him in the National Park office and I recognised his scarf because he was wearing it in the photo.
Yeah, I saw the scarf.
And then when we were close enough to hear each other, I was like, what's your name? And then he shouted out that his name was Hadi and I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is the guy.
Is it.
James Clark was the first to see him.
He started yelling out for help. He started yelling, stay there. The first reaction was maybe, exhaustion, happy exhaustion. The fact that he's finally found someone.
I said, you went missing on Boxing Day, right? And he's like, yeah, I've been out here for 8 days. All I've eaten is 2 muesli bars. And I showed him the calendar on my phone. I was like, it's the 8th of January. You've been out here for 13 days. And he just we both burst into tears and hugged each other. And
the news quickly reached his worried family in Melbourne.
He called us straight away and he said that I'm found, I'm alive. And we were on the moon, very happy, very grateful. Happiest moment of my life, literally.
After his rescue, the 23-year-old was taken to Cooma Hospital, where he was treated for dehydration and enjoyed his first proper meal in a fortnight.
He had sandwich last night and a few Powerades, and he was excited to eat.
He's doing well, he's recovering. Obviously he's dehydrated, so he needs, I think, some more time. He might stay there for a couple of days.
More than 300 emergency crew took part in the search for Hadi in Kosciuszko National Park. In a statement, he's thanked them for their tireless work in tough conditions. I am very grateful for the rescuers and volunteers involved in searching for me. May God bless them all.
He was just so thankful. He was just praise God. And and then when he saw the helicopter come over, he got all excited. He stood up and he went to shake all our hands and he was thanking all of us.
He's probably the real hero of the story because that's the grit that it would require to survive the way that he had.
So will the hero's journey have a sequel?
When we found him and he was keen to go for another hike, and I was like, nah, mate, no more hiking for you.
At least not anytime soon.
More now on rescued hiker Hadi Nazari, who was found after almost 2 weeks in the Kosciuszko National Park. Reporter Adrian Reardon has spoken exclusively to Josh and Jess Dart, who came across the missing 23-year-old when they were hiking.
We were walking up from the Blue Lake and we came to this point where there was this beautiful view to the right. And my friend James, he was a much quicker hiker than me. He's very fast, very speedy. He actually was the first there, and he went out to look at the view, and he was standing on the rock, and he looked down, and he could see, well, firstly he heard someone shouting out, yelling, and then he looked down and could see a speck of a person, but very small. And so then, we started yelling and shouting and saying, are you all right? Are you injured? So me and Jess, we had caught up to him by then, and we started to both getting closer and closer to him, trying to shout out and get his attention.
The closer we got, we could tell that he was actually asking for help, and so we kind of scrambled down the side of the valley, and as we got closer, that morning I'd actually seen a poster of him in the National Park office while we were buying the tickets, and I recognised his scarf because he was wearing it in the photo.
Yeah, I saw the scarf.
And then when we were close enough to hear each other, I was like, "What's your name?" And then he shouted out that his name was Hardy, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think this is the guy that has been missing." And then we asked him, "How long have you been out here?" And he said, 8 days. And then when we finally got closer, I said, "You went missing on Boxing Day, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've been out here for 8 days. All I've eaten is 2 muesli bars." And I showed him the calendar on my phone. I was like, "It's the 8th of January. You've been out here for 13 days. And he just we both burst into tears and like hugged each other. And yeah, it was a really special moment.
As this was all unfolding, like we had other hikers around us that could see what was happening, and they started coming down and surrounding him as well. So it was kind of this big group of us all coming around him. And there was people offering water, people offering muesli bars, chocolates, etc. all these different things. And then and he was just so thankful. He was just like, praise God. And and then when he saw the helicopter come over, he got all excited. He stood up and he went to shake all our hands, and he was thanking all of us for finding him. And then we just helped him up the hill, up to the helicopter. And
well, I think the best moment was actually in that time as well. We gave him a phone to call his family, and when his mum answered the phone and heard his voice, you could just hear, the phone wasn't even on speaker, but you could hear it like sounding out through the speakers of the phone.
And we could just hear the emotion, and I was getting teary, and just hearing him talk to his family for the first time. Like, it was a special moment to be a part of, and we just happened to be in the right place and the right time.
The Elvis Express is on its way to parks in New South Wales, Central West, where a 5-day festival dedicated to Elvis Presley is getting underway. It is expected to generate around $4 million in tourism for the region.
You might be wondering, how many Elvis tribute artists does it take to summon the spirit of the king of rock and roll? Well, parks in New South Wales, a small Central Australian town, might go the ways to answering it. There's more than 20,000 people expected to descend on the small country town, many of them dressed just like my dear friend here. Hey. Where have you come from today, Elvis?
Yeah, from Scotland.
Now, I believe Elvis's roots are actually in Scotland, but you've got a special connection here today, don't you?
Oh, yeah. My cousin, he's performing. He's one of the performers, so, yeah. This is my cousin Kyle, so we've come as a family, so, yeah.
And so with that too, what's it like then? You've all gotten into the spirit of him. He's performing, but you've both...
Not me, I'm not performing. My brother's performing. I'm just tagging along as well.
Yeah, he's a tribute act. Yeah. So we're here for a bit of family and moral support, get dressed up for the occasion.
Will you do any kind of dancing on the stage with him as well?
Yeah, for sure.
If we're invited, there'll be plenty of dancing.
Oh, yes.
Now,
for sure.
I suppose the amazing thing about Elvis is that he had so many eras. You've got yourself here. Well, this is kind of his early.
I think this is the 50s era. Yeah, I went a bit younger. Yeah, I prefer a bit more comfy.
Yeah, I've went older, obviously. Yeah, dressed for the occasion.
And honestly, you're going to see so many people just like this, not just here on this carriage of the Viva Las Vegas Express, but right across parks over the next few days. Of course, in America, it's still January 8th there, so it still is the King's birthday. And while he's not here in person, you almost feel like the spirit of Elvis is alive. We've even got a 90th birthday balloon to mark what would have actually been his 90th birthday. And so incredible that Parkes, this little country town in New South Wales, actually now into its 32nd year, hosts the largest gathering of Elvis tribute artists, certainly of Elvis fans. I can see hundreds on this carriage alone, and many more departed from Central Station early this morning. It's the largest outside of the United States. In fact, it's the largest outside Gracelands in Memphis. So really quite an incredible amalgamation and coming together of people. And from such a far and wide place, it's no doubt that they're going to be having the time of their lives. They're all shook up. They've left Heartbreak Hotel, and now there's a little bit of burning love in the air.
And that ends the news segment. We'll have Terry on the sports desk after the break. Stay with us.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 28 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Every day, 180 million litres of water pumps into Port Moresby. Every day, its journey to your household tap is made safe at this water treatment plant. Every day, raw water is filtered, disinfected and purified so that you and your loved ones have access to clean, usable water. For 65 years, our water treatment technology has been hard at work, but now it needs to hit pause. Port Moresby's population has increased 500% since the treatment plant was built, putting enormous pressure on the water supply network. We need to hit pause so that the filtering equipment can be repaired, maintained, upgraded, so that the water you use and consume continues to be safe. This January, Water PNG announces water rationing in Port Moresby. Yes, this is inconvenient, but safety comes first. A temporary discomfort for an investment in the future. We are upgrading for cleaner, safer water for all. Support us in this period by planning, rationing, and conserving water. For more information, visit our Facebook page.
Weißt du, auf meiner Liste von Männern, mit denen ich mal schlafen möchte, da steht Karl so ungefähr auf Platz 51 und du und Uli, ihr teilt euch einen Platz hinter Harald Glöckler.
Okay, bis jetzt lief das mit mir und den Frauen nicht so ganz rund.
Und doch hatte ich im Urlaub die Frau meiner Träume kennengelernt.
Triffst du mich bitte ein? Du bist zusammen.
Mit der Türkin. Ja, ist das ein Problem?
Für ihre Brüder vielleicht?
Man wird dich aus dem Rhein fischen. Er wirkt mit einem gefälschten Designergürtel.
Sei einfach cool, stark und männlich.
Das ist auf einer Skala von Schlumpf bis Batman. Da bin ich maximal bei Bastelschlumpf.
Was soll ich dir dabei bringen?
Wie man ein richtiger Mann wird.
Okay, wir machen einen Mann aus dir. Yes! Erste Lektion, mach sowas nie wieder. Entschuldigung.
Jetzt weiß ich, wie das geht mit der Herrenmode. Erst tragen es die Schwulen, dann die Türken, dann die Heteros. Irgendwann muss man seine Ängste überwinden.
Habt ihr was gefunden?
Ich weiß es noch nicht.
Hello again. Hekari United FC Women's Football Club has signed 2 Fiji Kula players for the second half of the Women's Conference Soccer League season. The new recruits are expected to be lining up for the club when the competition resumes this weekend.
The Fiji Kula's Maria Veronica, who plays predominantly as defender, and Adilitia Bakaniseva, midfielder, will be running out in the Hekari United colours when the women's competition resumes. According to Fiji Football, Veronica's versatility in midfield and ability to adapt to different playing styles make her a valuable addition to the team. She will adapt to the team that is in good form in the first half of the season, sitting atop the Southern Conference League points ladder. Fiji Football further stated that Veronica and Bakaniseva are 2 of the 3 players who have secured overseas contracts recently, an achievement Fiji Football is proud of. Commenting on their achievements, Fiji national women's coach Angelina Chua says these players are trailblazers and their success demonstrates what is possible with hard work and determination. Chua hopes to see more players follow in their footsteps. Both players are exceptional talents, with Bakaniseva, who recently took out the Fiji Footballer of the Year Women's Award. This newsroom reached out to Hekari United women's football manager Voni Capinato for comments on this signing, but was unsuccessful. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
Women's National Conference Soccer League Southern will be the first national event to resume competition this weekend at the PNG Football Stadium. Following a well-deserved rest over the festive season, all 6 participating teams will refresh and ready to give another crack at the second half of the season. As the push continues for the title, Hekari United will be aiming to maintain its winning form, while others will resume the competition with a point to prove. The first game of the weekend will see competition leaders Hekari United play rival Pom South before Tarangao FC meet Bernice FC. Alice FC and PK and PRK Munkas will run up the matches. Koita Cowboys are eyeing top finish in the first leg of the inaugural KCK Rigo Rice Cup Rugby League tournament. The Cowboys have secured a place in the prelim finals on Sunday with 4 straight wins to their name throughout the tournament.
Competing in the inaugural edition of the KCK Rigo Rice Cup, Koita Cowboys have been displaying exceptional performance in the first leg of the tournament. The first leg of the tournament started in December 2024 and is nearing completion with semi-final games played today at the home of rugby, Bava Park. Amongst the best Koita Cowboys players is 5'8" Haro Suve. The playmaker has been a standout performer, leading his side to preliminary final playoff. His performance against Kagwa Woodmen in the semi-finals last weekend was all class. His goal kicking and silky hands to ball proved critical for the team when they defeated the Woodmen 24 points to 10. Following the victory over Woodmen, Suva expressed confidence and trust for his team, despite them being the youngest side competing in the tournament. The 5'8" said he has faith in the boys that they will fight hard to secure a spot in the grand final. With just one game away before the first leg ends, Koita Cowboys are keen with confidence to secure a spot in the grand final. The Motu Koita Rugby League club will play the winner of the City Rebels and Mono Mutrus Brothers in the preliminary finals on Sunday. The Cowboys are now on bye for the preliminary finals. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports.
Young Western Highlands Rugby League prodigy and PNG Hunters new recruit Jacob Lott is relishing his opportunity to be a hunter, which is a dream come true. Growing up and watching the PNG Hunters since their formative days was the main drive and the source of inspiration for Lott that one day he'll realize his dream wearing the Hunters jumper. 22-year-old Jacob Lott hails from Mount Hagen Central, Western Highlands Province. His early involvement in rugby league started with the Mount Hagen City League, playing for the local club Koi Raiders. His role model was Valentine Callaghan, who inspired him to continue his rugby league journey. Lott was recruited from the local league by Gurias in 2023 for one season before joining the Wigmen last year, 2024, and making his debut grand final, where he made an impression that caught the eyes of the Hunters scouts.
Block 1 and Mipla start strong, but at least there's some boys out, some boys in, but Mipla start with them. Me appreciate it, privilege to come back again, so me look forward to training. Block to me, best. First, me come them coach, the PR coach, as of trainers, all also communicated them good, all but me good, so me just learning more easy. I will talk me react. Me chulu I told me coverage, and then big boys to me ask him helping me. So it's like me building me command up, me building confidence na me. He say command up, learning me something command up. Now me sabe me alright.
Lott stands 180 centimeters tall and tips the scale at 105 kg. With strong body physics, Lott is built for a prop forward but can play middle as well. Since making it into the Hunters as part of the initial squad end of last year, Lott has made no secret about his aspiration to make his rugby league dreams real after impressing the Hunters coaching staff with his commitment, dedication and work ethics. He's very excited to be back for Block 2, which is a privilege, and ready to give his best.
Me been the Block race, but me no plan the game. Last time started the race, been 2024. Me on the big man. Okay, I'll give me plan the game. So me play lap. Me correct mistake lo me. Me gan but as a little club lo me lo place. Me so big brother Valentine. As a role model of the team. I'm so plan the advice lo me. I'm so for them. I'm so give good encouragement. Lord, one day you gonna make it. So me say trust in Jana. Me so look up blame na me say. So now at least me can say me a master.
Lott said Hunter's team was his dream team growing up because they represent the country, and to be part of the team now is a dream come true in which he's very thankful for.
I'm look forward to making la final because I'm miss a dream and me didn't make him first 17 or first 18 or me didn't make him then me make him I'm strong threat then me didn't logo Prime Minister taking so Kumul now direct dream bloom so me look forward to la.
From his Block 1 stint, Lord said he is learning a lot of new skills and techniques, especially in defense and understanding the game more. Thanks to the senior boys who have been very helpful. He's vowed to continue to work hard to consolidate his sport in the team. He said his next goal is making the Kumul team and playing overseas. PNG international and Gold Coast Titans back rower Jacob Alec is advocating for his Kumul teammate and Lee Leopards ace halfback Lachlan Lamb by calling on NRL clubs in Australia to look out and sign Lachlan as his contract expires at the end of 2025 season. Lamb has found his career best form since moving away from NRL to play overseas under his father's name, Adrian. PNG international Jacob Alec has declared that any NRL club should be on the lookout to sign up Kumul's teammate Lachlan Lamb as he runs off contract at the end of the 2025 season. Moving away from the NRL in 2021 to play overseas under his father, Lachlan has found his career best form for the Lee Leopards and is in the prime of his career at the moment and was visible when he led PNG to win the Pacific Bowl against Cook Islands and Fiji. Contracted for less than 12 months with the Leopards, Lamb has been constantly linked with a move back to NRL in the past and even linked with the potential move to the Canberra Raiders in 2023 before they signed K.O. Weeks and Ethan Saunders. Without a club at the moment for next year, Lamb's teammate Jacob Alec believes every NRL team should take a look at the former Sydney Roosters playmaker and try to recruit his services. Alec told Zero Tackle he thinks Lamb probably is one of the classiest players in the world at the moment and any NRL club would be lucky to have him and he's just the sort of sweet sport.
More opportunities going for Lamb will go on his own! And that's a cracking try, solely deserved as well, Lachlan Lamb.
The comments from his Kumul teammate come after Lee Leopards have reportedly tabled him a 3-year contract offer to remain at the club until the end of 2028. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports. And that's our sports segment for today. Now it's back to Jasmine for all the weather updates.
Thanks, Terry. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern. All centers cloudy periods with occasional rain showers and thunderstorm. Momase, lay partly cloudy with some evening showers and thunderstorms. Medang, Wewak and Vanimo, partly cloudy with few showers. New Guinea Islands, all centers partly cloudy. Highlands, all centers partly cloudy with some evening showers and thunderstorms, then morning fog. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, sea slight with southeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots, tending clockwise to northwest over Gulf of Papua. Solomon Sea, sea slight to moderate with northwest to westerly winds of 10 to 15 knots, reaching 20 knots over northwest portion. Bismarck Seas, sea slight with northwest to northerly winds of 10 to 15 knots, reaching 20 knots over southeast portion. Pacific Ocean, sea slight with northeast to northwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchofan, and waters of Medang to Wewak, Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, sea 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Finchofan through Vitia Strait to CSC Long Island to Medang, seas 1.5 to 2 meters. And waters of West New Britain, seas 1 to 2 meters. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. From the news team, have a safe weekend. Bye now.
Bye.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.